What is happening, YouTube? The Phoenix Suns, they just got Bradley Beal. The Phoenix Suns, they got an early exit. They're trying to make some moves. Um, and they actually made a splash with Bradley Beal. Um, the roster is going to be very weird. They're not going to have any bench because Bradley Beal, his contract is humongous. It's like 40 to almost $50 million a year. So they're going to have to rely on three players once again, and a lot of other assets they're probably going to walk and all that. And but again, the trade that they gave up was not bad. Um, Chris Paul, who is you know father's time, he's up in age, 38 years old. Landry Shamet, he's a decent shooting guard. Honestly, he has a lot of terrible games too. Shoots a lot of bricks at times. And then several second round picks, which is some second round picks could be solid, but no first round picks. That's actually pretty dope for the Phoenix Suns. Well, on paper, but again, once the contract starts kicking in, it's gonna be pretty brutal for the Suns. So did they upgrade? I guess it's like a yes and no, because obviously he's better than Chris Paul, but boy, that contract gonna be crazy, man. Sheesh. Like they should have probably like maybe tried to go for like a Miles Turner instead because the contract is a little bit cheaper. But again, they this is not a bad trade for uh the Phoenix Suns directly, but the contract and what Bradley Beal brings to the Suns is I don't know because the Suns they just needed that guy who could play that defense, but they just got another scoring option. And then the Washington Wizards, I think this is a fat L for the Wizards as well because I think that's the major L for the Wizards. The Wizards, they only got second round picks and they got Chris Paul and Landry Shamet. Um, Bradley Beal was on a no trade clause, so that way Bradley Beal could just come in. Who do you want in return? And then so basically he has all the power to tell him, hey, you can only trade this much and that. So and he want to make sure that the Suns team is as good as possible. So Bradley Beal, you know, he pretty much pulled off a pretty smart move, I guess. Um, Honestly, I thought that Miami Heat would be a much better suited option for Bradley Beal because Miami, they have, solid defense sometimes, well, a lot of times, but their offense is pretty horrid, especially during the regular seasons. Um, Outside of Jimmy and Bam Adebayo, you had to rely on Strus, Duncan, and Gabe Vincent and Caleb Martin. So Bradley Beal would have been a perfect option for the Miami Heat. So and then the Miami Heat would have probably definitely offered more. They would have probably like offered Duncan, maybe Tyler Hero, um, and then if is and at least like maybe one or even two first round picks, and the Wizards would have got way better value. But again, Bill was smart about making sure the team doesn't get too much in return. No first round picks is actually pretty crazy. Um, and now Chris Paul is going to cause a lot of ripple effects, and there will be some contenders that will be trying to go for Chris Paul. I've been scrolling around, some social media. I don't have many social media, by the way. I only have YouTube and Instagram. And I was kind of scrolling around a little bit on Instagram, and then he said, um, they said, and they said like Clippers are probably interested in going for Chris Paul, but I hope that's not the case. I would much rather bring back Russell Westbrook for the offense and the speed and all that, and then Russ could get the rebounds a lot better than CP3. Um, CP3 he turns the ball over way less, but we play a lot slower with CP3. And man, I hope that's not the case because most Clippers fans they want to bring back Russell Westbrook, and let's hope the Clippers they fulfill our wish. Um, Russell Westbrook, supposedly for free, he can only be resigned for like 3 point something $1 million, which is a bummer. Hopefully, Russell Westbrook he could take like a pay cut, or honestly, if anything, Kawhi and Paul George they should kind of do the team a little bit of a favor, and maybe just give Russell Westbrook like $5 million out of their own paychecks because man, they sit out a lot of games, man, and Russell Westbrook's doing the work. I just think that's only fair. So that's just that's just my opinion for sure. Um, where do you think Chris Paul's gonna go to? I personally say he goes to the Los Angeles Lakers because the Lakers they always try to go for someone, and possibly Chris Paul in a Laker uniform might actually fit a bit better than Chris Paul in the Clipper uniform because LeBron can do all the because Chris Paul can shoot better than Russell Westbrook, and Russell Westbrook just fits better with the Clippers than Chris Paul would be fitting with the Clippers. Um, so that's where I probably see Chris Paul going. Maybe the Milwaukee Bucks. That could be an interesting option. Maybe the Pelicans. Who knows? But but Clippers fans in this comment sections, are you team bringing back Russell Westbrook or are you team going for CP3? Um, Because I'll be scroll because YouTube is always my main social media page, and sometimes I scroll onto some other Clippers YouTube video. Some of them they still don't they're still not too much of a big fan of Russ, so there's always could be a chance that some of them want CB3. But I'd say personally, like logically, just I would prefer Russell Westbrook, obviously. But anyways, let me know what you think of Bradley Beal going to the Phoenix Suns. That's a weird fit, to be honest with you. But hey, they didn't give up too much to get a star, so I guess you can't blame the Phoenix Suns. But anyways, happy Father's Day, everybody, and hopefully y'all stay safe. So y'all stay safe and treat your father pretty well. Much love, peace.